Hi, my name is Brian O'Doherty. I'm the CEO of Novatech Ventures based in Sydney in Australia. My business provides a lead generation and sales outsourcing service to IT vendors in the Australian and New Zealand domestic market. We work for companies like SAP, IBM, Hewlett-Packard, Unisys, Fujitsu. We also do work for a significant number of overseas companies coming into the Australian-New Zealand market from originating countries such as Ireland, UK, USA, and New Zealand. We're a very intense user of telecommunications facilities, both phone for our overseas clients and our domestic clients, and also teleconferencing. We also run a call centre application given the nature of our business. What attracted us to Solgari was the ability to manage our cash flow through the avoidance of CapEx for telecommunications equipment such as our PABX. The inherent cost benefit savings we get from our ongoing telecommunications services through Solgari. Also the avoidance of having support staff to support our telecommunications equipment and facilities. The ability to allocate costs to the client work we do through the billing services and details we get from Solgari. The other key advantage was the ability to scale and move around our telecommunications facilities to our staff as they travelled or as we added new staff to our team. Our staff are located across Australia and New Zealand. We have staff in Auckland, in Brisbane, in Sydney, in Melbourne and in Canberra currently. Installing the Solgari PBX and telecommunications services was very easy for us. We don't have an IT department. We're all end users of the applications, but we found it very, very easy, and the support from Solgari during implementation and ongoing has been tremendous. Before we installed the Solgari system, we had disparate systems and services for our telecommunications facilities, our PABX, and also our contact center application. So now we have one. What we've been really impressed with Solgari is the level of support and backup that we get from their staff when we need to either add or delete some of our staff or move our staff around in terms of the facilities they use. We've actually seen reduction in our telecommunication costs, and it also means we have no CapEx expenses when we need to increase the size of the facilities we use. Disaster recovery is an important part of our business. If we simply don't want to be dependent upon all of our staff being provided services out of our head office in Sydney, so inherently the Solgari services gives us that disaster recovery if we ever have a problem. What's extremely impressive about the Solgari services, they don't simply provide the technical facilities, they actually support it all the way. So they help us with implementation, they help us with provisioning of new staff, adding new facilities and taking care of every level of support, which means we don't need to do that at all. And that makes it very easy for us to make changes to our staff numbers who are using the system, or add new offices or add people in remote locations. So for example, we've had one of our staff recently move to Vietnam, and we were able to set them up, provision them and get them operational within a day. For any business that's growing, that has a need in the PBX, telecommunications or contact center application, I think it's the way of the future. I think people attempting to provide these type of services internally is an old way of looking at acquiring these types of services. I would have no hesitation to recommend to Solgari to any company of whatever size who's in that similar position with multiple staff, multiple locations, multiple offices, particularly if you have international business.